Welcome one and all. My name is Chris, and I will be your digital tech trainer for this tutorial video. Today's topic is all about Skype. In this video, we will cover the following topics: how to install Skype for PC, logging on to Skype and account settings, echo and sound test location and audio settings, status, contacts, both new contacts and old, and notification settings, chat conversations, audio and video calls, and group conversations and calls. To download Skype, simply go to your web browser of choice and type in Skype download. A download link should appear under skype.com. Here you can download Skype for a desktop computer using Windows, Windows 10, Mac, or Linux. Note that there is also a QR code available which will allow you to download Skype for mobile via the App Store or Google Play. In this case, we need Windows 10. From this screen, Skype will prompt you to open the Microsoft Store. Alternatively, you can hit cancel and simply say try again. This should start the download, usually down at the bottom left for Google Chrome, or for Firefox, you would see an arrow turn blue up at the top right. In this case, the file will download to my Downloads folder. You can click here and say Show in Folder. It may take a couple of minutes, depending on your internet connection speed. If you chose to take the route of the open Microsoft Store, here's what you'd see. A menu window will pop up, connecting to the Microsoft Store. You'll see Skype listed here as App, and it'll tell you to install the product here. In my case, I already have the product installed, so it says Launch. Once the file download has completed, simply double-click on the exe file to execute the install. It may ask you to run if it considers it a security warning or threat. You may have to click through several buttons here, including Install, selecting a location on your computer's hard drive where you would like to install the program to, and if you would like a shortcut placed on your desktop. In my particular case, I have already had the program installed, so it may remember these settings. You can see here the program even remembers my previous account, but we'll get to that in a moment. Next, we'll look at logging on to Skype and account settings. There are 3 different conditions that could happen for logging on to Skype. We'll address each of these now. Chances are, if you are using Windows 10, Outlook, formerly Hotmail, or MSN, or any other Microsoft product, you already have a Microsoft account, and therefore simply need to link this with Skype. If you have not yet installed or used Skype on this device, chances are your install will look like this once first activated. You'll need to sign in or create an account. If you do not yet have a Microsoft account, you'll need to create one. Use the link that says Create One underneath the sign-in information. Here you will be prompted to input a phone number, or you can use an email instead, followed by a new password for your account, and a Skype name for your user. If you already have a Microsoft account, simply click Sign In or Create, input your Microsoft email address, your phone number, or if you already have a Skype account, your Skype name. In my case, I have two Skype accounts, a personal account, and one that I was using while I was teaching abroad. I am going to use the second as it does not reveal any of my personal contacts. I simply type in my Skype name and hit next, and I'm prompted with a dialog box to enter my password. Upon successfully entering your password, you may be greeted with a message asking you to upload a profile picture or update an existing one. You can click the Upload Photo link to upload a picture from your desktop. Or you can simply drag and drop a picture onto this location here. I believe it has to be a JPEG file format. When you hit Continue, you will be prompted with a Test Your Audio Settings menu. This setup menu allows you to automatically or manually adjust your microphone gain, as well as the playback for your speakers. You can test your audio now using this link and make a free test call to the Skype test service to make sure that your call connection over the web goes through.
Hello, welcome to Skype call testing service. After the beep, please record a message. Afterwards, your message will be played back to you.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for using this service. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for using this service.
If you are able to hear your own voice, then you have configured Skype correctly. If you hear this message, but not your own voice, then something is wrong with your audio recording settings. Please check your microphone and microphone settings or visit skype.com for more help. Thank you for using the Skype call testing service. Goodbye.
Both the profile picture and the test your audio can be skipped at this time, although this is the quicker way for setup. Next comes a test for your video settings, namely your webcam. If you need to change webcam settings and cannot see anything on the given picture below, click on Webcam Settings. Here you can adjust brightness, contrast, hue, saturation, among other things, as well as look at camera controls. Your program should be able to detect your camera automatically. If you have more than one camera, you can cycle between them by using this drop-down menu. When you're ready to move on, click Continue. Next, Skype will suggest that you add some new contacts to your program. You can see here that this account currently has one contact already added, and has already performed a chat, although the timestamp shows it was a long time ago. To add new contacts, use the search text box up at the top left of the program. Click with your cursor and begin to type a name. For this video, I'm using the name Chris to conduct a search. Notice that as I type in a name, below the search text box, we can see a listing of users appear. Here's the user that we already have added to this account. Below, under the Skype directory, we can see a listing of new users who have not been added. You can click the More button several times to show a larger list of users with this criteria. If your mouse has a scroll wheel, you can also use this to bring about a scroll bar and search through a further listing of individuals that meet this criteria. Notice that the users found have names that could be related to this, or have Skype names that could be related to this criteria. You may also find that some individuals share their location. In some cases, the country, or also the city. This can be further used to find an individual, although typically the easiest way is to ask them for their Skype name. To add a new contact to your account, it can be done in one of two ways. Simply highlight an individual and right-click with the mouse, and then select Add Contact. The second way is to click on an individual and have their name appear in the conversation window. Here you can simply press the Say Hi button or begin typing in a message explaining who you are and why you'd like to add them. When you have a conversation with another user, their account will be listed under the Chats tab at the top left. Likewise, if they add you as a contact to their account, their user will show up under the Contacts List tab at the top left. Next, let's look at personal status. If you find your name and your avatar or profile picture at the very top left, clicking on either one of these brings up a separate menu. Notice that your personal profile picture or avatar picture has a small dot next to it. In this case, it's green, signifying that you are active and online. To change your status, go into this second menu system and click on the status active, or whichever one happens to be active at this current time. Here you can switch between active, away, which shows up as a little yellow circle with some clock face arrows on top, do not disturb, which shows up as a little red circle with a white line through it, or invisible. In the case of invisible, you have a gray circle with a white dot. You are actually set to being online and can see other users, although they cannot see you. When you are set to invisible, you can still interact with other users, placing calls and sending chat messages, although they cannot reciprocate in sending them first. If you are set to Do Not Disturb, others will see that you are online, but they will not be able to send you calls. Any calls will bounce. If you have your computer on and you are set to online and step away for a number of minutes, the computer will automatically set you to away. To check your notifications for calls you may have missed or messages that you have received, you can use the Notifications tab at the top left. To change notification settings or any general settings, use the three dots at the top left and click on Settings. This opens Skype's General Settings menu. Here you will find Notifications has its own tab. Under this menu, you can turn on and off notifications for many different things, such as chats, calls, contacts coming on or offline, polls, and much more. You can also turn on and off notification sounds. This menu system also allows you to look at your basic account profile, update your profile picture, your email, location and birthday, as well as add funds to your account so that you can call mobile or landline phones. You can also get a secondary Skype number, or send and receive money to other users. Lastly, this menu allows you to close your account, if you so choose. General Settings has your language options. Appearance allows you to transform the chat window and the colors for both incoming and outgoing chat-based messages. You can switch between light and dark mode for the entire program, as well as high contrast colors for light and dark. You can also select to enable compact list mode, which makes the user avatars and user names a little bit smaller on your chat and contact screens. If you haven't already adjusted your audio or video settings, you can do so from this menu as well. The Calling tab allows you to turn on and off caller ID, call forwarding and voicemail, as well as turn on and off subtitles for those who are hard of hearing during call, audio, and visual calls. The Messaging tab allows you to turn on and off read receipts. We'll talk more about these later on. You can also use large emoticons, change text size, and use some other features. And lastly, under Contacts, you can manage your blocked contacts. Finally, we can begin to talk about the main features of this program, starting with chat conversations. To send a chat message to another user, you can find their name listed under the Contacts tab and click on their contact profile. Or you can continue a conversation you've already started by going to the Chats tab and clicking on the conversation. Either way, it should load up the person's information into the main window. If you would like to send a message, go down to the Type a Message text box, click with your cursor, and begin typing. When you're ready to send a message, you can simply hit Enter on your keyboard. Notice we have already received some new messages. Here, all of our messages are right justified and show up to the right side of the chat window. All incoming messages from other users will be left justified and show up on the left side of the conversation window, also next to their avatar. You can see here that each message has a timestamp of when it was received or sent. Similarly, any calls placed will also show up in your conversation chat window, logged as not answered, answered, or when you hung up. To send an emoji, simply go down to the text message box, go to your left, and click on the little happy face. It'll open a sub-menu allowing you to cycle between emojis of varying different kinds, animated GIFs, stickers, and more. You can also search through these using the small search text box provided. Let's stick with a regular emoji for now. Notice it simply shows up in the text typing area once you click on the emoji, and hitting Enter sends it the same way as text. Likewise, you can also use the little paper airplane button to send a message or an emoji. To send a picture or file, click on the little File and Picture Add Files button to the right of the text box. Here, you can browse your computer and select a file. When you hit Open, you'll be greeted with this little menu showing you that there's an image waiting to be sent. You'll have to hit Enter or hit the little paper airplane button to send the message. Here our picture has been sent to the other user. If calling another user is currently not an option for you, or if you simply have a short message that you wish to convey, you can also do a small sound recording of about 1 minute. Simply click on the Record a Message button and begin to speak. When you're done talking and ready to send, simply click the send icon or hit Enter. Otherwise, the X to cancel. There are more options of things to send located under the 3 dots button, such as your current location, a small short video message, creating a poll, or sending money to another user, as well as OneDrive or Spotify. You can also click on a user's message with a right click to copy that information, quote it, forward it on to another user, add a bookmark, or more. Clicking on the small happy face icon next to a user's message allows you to send an emoji reaction to that message, appropriate to what you think is necessary. To remove a message, you can right-click on that message and say Remove. This removes it from the conversation. Lastly, let's talk about how to delete a conversation. Simply go over to the user's chat log under the Chats tab, right-click on the conversation, and you can either say Hide or Delete. We have certainly come a long way, but now let's look at the all-important audio and video calls. To place an audio call to another user, simply find their profile listed under your Contacts or Chats tabs. Click on their profile, and in the top right-hand corner of the chat area, you will find a little phone icon that says Audio Call. Click this to start a call. It is worth noting that if the other user does not pick up, the call will time out after many minutes, but optionally you may wish to press the red Hang Up button at the bottom below. Let's listen to what a call sounds like. Now let's look at an active call and some of our options. This is the active call window. You can see here that I can end a call by pressing the End Call red button. I can mute my mic by pressing the Mute button. Notice that this allows us to see that we have been muted up next to our avatar. We can also see that the other user has muted their microphone. To send text information along with your call, hit Open Conversation. If you wish to access the main screen, use the top left icon here. If you wish to add more people to the call, click Add More People to the Call up in the top right. You can also send emoji messages or take a screenshot. Lastly, from the 3-button menu, you can start a recording of this call, turn on and off subtitles, or hold the call, among other options. Video calls actually have very little difference, and almost all the same features. They can easily be started by looking at the top right of a conversation window and hitting Video Call. Here we have an active video call. Notice that both the caller and the receiver have their microphones muted. The main portion of this window is taken up by the webcam view of the person who you are calling. You can see your own webcam view in the top right-hand corner. This can be turned on and off at the very middle bottom. It is worth noting that you may continue to use your PC while conducting an audio or video call. Notice here that a pop-up window displays the webcam of the other participant. If it is during an audio call, you would simply see their avatar on the screen. It is also worth noting that a video call can take up a lot of internet bandwidth, so the quality of your audio and video may vary. Now for one last discussion centered around group conversations and calls. The following still images showcase a number of different group chats and group calls. You can see here that each chat participant has their avatar and Skype name show up next to their messages that they have sent. Those individuals without a selected profile picture or avatar simply have their initials displayed instead. All incoming messages from all participants still show up left justified on the left side of the message screen. The number of participants is listed above, and all participants still have the same background text color. You may remember me talking about read receipts earlier. These show up as miniaturized versions of a participant's avatar across from any given message, signifying that the participant that avatar represents has seen this message. This still image represents a group call already underway, with 8 participants. Your own webcam is displayed at the bottom center. Notice that one of the participants does not have an active webcam and does not seem to have an avatar chosen. This final image showcases a group call with over 40 participants. Notice some individuals have active webcams, while others might be using audio only. You can see some of the avatars above also show that some participants have their mic muted, whether a business meeting or a class event. You can choose different individuals from the list to showcase their webcams. Your own webcam appears in the top right. Well, once again, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, please share and pass it on. Hopefully, we will have more future tutorials covering a variety of different technological devices and topics made available. I'm Chris, and safe journeys.